Shadi?
Yes, okay, now it is
So
recording.
recording
yes.
is started.
Okay.
Yeah.
You give it to me.
Yeah. So
I'm
now you can record.
recording now. Okay, you can start the lecture,
Yep.
Professor, please.
So let us start.
Okay.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
So
assalam.
let us begin. Yeah. So let's begin our session. So the course is called Discourse Analysis, as I told you before. And this is our first session, which is, inshallah, will just focus on the introduction about the terms discourse and give you a broad definition about what is discourse and what do we mean by discourse analysis. This is me, Dr. الدين Ibrahim Muhammad, and this session is an attempt to provide an insight to the term discourse analysis. That means this session is only, or this part of the session is only to give you deep understanding of the term discourse analysis. And from these two terms, or these two words, entitled discourse and analysis. Discourse, it means talk, I mean speech, or a written. Any piece of writing or spoken language is called discourse. So we do analysis of this discourse depends on different, items or different tools. So discourse analysis, that means we would like to analyze the discourse. We would like to know the meaning and the intentional meaning of this discourse, whether it is written or spoken. What is the meaning? So analyzing of discourse is different from analyzing the sentence structure. That means when we analyze the text, that textual analysis, we look at the fragments, at the words, phrases, and sentence, just like component, like part of, sentence, like part of linguistic unit. So as linguistic units or fragment, we say this is a textual analysis. We analyze the text part. When we analyze the discourse, we go beyond these levels. We are not looking at the words or at the phonemes or at phrases or sentences as linguistic units, but we have to look far away beyond the meaning of literally the word or phrases or sentences. We have to know what is the cultural background of the speaker. What is the age of the speaker? What is the situation or the position of the speaker? So we know whether the person who speaks or writes the text is a lawyer, or is a businessman, or is a teacher, or is a doctor, or is a child, or is a father. So we know all these things by analyzing the discourse, by analyzing the words, by analyzing the sentences, by analyzing the meaning of the spoken or written language. This is what we mean by the discourse analysis. That's why I told you this discourse analysis is a very, deep meaning of the course, or the course has got a deep meaning because it goes beyond the words. For example, when I say Ali is a lawyer, so this stuff like Ali is a noun, is the linking verb, lawyer is a noun, which is describing the, this is the subject, describing the subject Ali, and say this is lawyer is a noun that give an adjective, play an adjective role to describe the word Ali. This is just like we say this is, textual analysis. We analyze, this is a subject, verb, object, or subject, verb, and subject complement. Ali is a lawyer. Ali is a subject, is a verb, lawyer is a subject complement. This is a textual analysis. This, we analyze the text. But we would like to know what is the meaning when I say Ali is the lawyer. So when I said to you, Ali is the lawyer, that I want to warn you that don't say any nonsense word here, because this man is a lawyer. You got my meaning? You got what I mean by this sentence? Yes, anybody answer? Anybody answer me? So when I say Mustafa, for example, when I say Mustafa is a businessman, So when I say Mustafa is a subject, is a verb, businessman is a subject complement. This is a text analysis. I analyze this sentence into text, subject, verb. Also, I say Mustafa is the noun, function as a subject. Is the word, function helping verb, function as the linking verb, as nucleus part of the sentence. Businessman is the noun here as a subject complement. It's just I say from linguistic background, just like linguistically, I say I analyze this sentence. But when I'm talking to Shadi and say, Shadi, look, Mustafa is a businessman. So I would like to let Shadi know this is not an easy person and he know how to make use of money, how to make, for example, business, and he is an economic person. So my intention is to let him, or to draw Shadi attention to Mustafa, job, or to Mustafa position, or to take care. If you would like to talk about business, so Mustafa is a businessman. He's not easy person. He's not like a normal person. This is one of the examples that I would like to show you. It's not only looking at the text, but we look at the beyond the meaning of the sentence, and it depends on the situation, on the age, on wherever. So just like many other examples. I think it's clear here what we mean by discourse analysis, just add the word, right? Yes,
right.
Can you?
Yeah.
So
yes, we may
discourse
hear you.
analysis.
It's okay.
It's clear.
Yes.
Doctor,
Is
have
it
you
clear?
changed the slide?
Is it clear?
Yes, but the slide is, I think, is freezing on the first slide. I don't know if you changed it or not.
Yeah. No, I'm still in the first slide. I didn't move.
Okay.
I didn't move.
Okay.
Just this is I talk to explain you. I didn't move from the slide one. This is the first
Okay.
slide. Okay.
Okay.
So this is
Thank
the
you.
first slide. Okay.
Okay.
You got my point? Yeah. Just I give you, I elaborate the meaning of discourse to get you know. So discourse analysis studies the way the sentence and utterance go together to make text and interaction. And how, you have to get the text and the interaction of the text, and how those texts and interaction fit into our social world. This is like discourse analysis. In another word, so what are the objectives of discourse analysis? Why do we study the discourse analysis? The aim of discourse analysis is to study carefully the language function. So we are not going to study the language as the language itself. So we study the function of the language. We as I said, we are not studying the fragment, the part of the sentence, but we study the use of the sentence, what the language is used for. So we are not going to know what is the language, what is the structure of the sentence, but what is this sentence used for? What is the meaning of the sentence? Is it, used to declare, for just like declaring something, to warn someone, to let someone know something, for interrogative way, questioning, excitement, whatever. So this is like, what is the function of word? What is the purpose of the language used in the sentence? This is why we use, or why we study the discourse analysis, why we analyze text, why we analyze, sorry, discourse, why we analyze discourse. Also, we have to, the purpose of, or the objective of the analysis of discourse analysis is to know how meaning is constructed in different contexts. So the different contexts form or help in forming, in constructing different meaning. So the same sentence might be constructed in different situations, include or to tell a different meaning, which, for example, includes social, cultural, political, and historical background of discourse. So this is the sentence might convey the social status of the person, might convey the cultural background of the person, might convey the political background of the person, might convey the historical, the ratio, the gender, the religion. All these might be carried in the context. That's why we study discourse analysis. Okay? This is the objective, or these are the objective of discourse analysis. Discourse analysis is not just a study of the language. If we look at the discourse analysis, it is not only a study of the language, but a way of looking at the language that focus on how people use it in a real life to do things. So how people use the language in real life to tell jokes, to tell a story, to argue, to pursue, to flirt, and to show that they are certain kind of people or belong to certain group of people. So this is why we study discourse analysis. We are not just study the language. We study the way that we look at, but we study the way that we look at the language. To focus on how people use it. This is the idea of discourse analysis. We study how people use the language. As I said, the same sentence might be understood from different people because of their different culture, because of their different background, because of their different ages, because of their different gender, because of their different religions. So this is how the language used, or what the language used for, is a function of discourse analysis, right? Are you following? Are you following? Mustafa?
Yes, yes, Doctor. We
Can
are
you
with
hear
you.
me? Shadi.
Yeah.
Okay, Shadi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks a lot.
it's
Is that clear? Any question?
We are step by step. We are following you in camp, no matter.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. If you got any question, I can give you time to ask, or I can pause a little, stop for a while and give you, a chance to ask question if you would like to add point. Because as I said to you, the knowledge sharing, it is a knowledge sharing. It is not just lecturing. So this is the idea of discourse analysis, and just I give you an idea and general, ideas of the term discourse analysis. You might have contribution or any ideas you would like to add, or question you would like to ask, or queries you would like to make to clarify for you. I'm here to do so. Okay. So let's move. What is discourse analysis? In another word, discourse analysis got 6 points. So DA is discourse analysis. So if we consider discourse analysis, we consider as approach. So it is approach of what? Discourse analysis is approach of the, the term discourse analysis is an approach, that focus approach to the language, or to analyze, approach to analyze the language, which first one, or number one, focus on. The discourse analysis focus on the knowledge about the language. So if we would like to do discourse analysis, these are the main points of the discourse analysis as approach, a method. Discourse analysis is the method of analyzing the language, which you focus on the first one, on knowledge about the language. So we have to know the knowledge of the language, or the knowledge about the language beyond the word, beyond the clause, beyond the phrase and sentence that is needed for successful communication. So we need to know the knowledge beyond this aspect of the language, word, clause, phrase, sentence, that we need for successful communication. Since the language is the medium of communication, so the language is the medium of communication. The language is the mean of communication. The language is the tool, or is the tool of communication. So if we would like to study the language successfully, or to know the successful communication, we do not need only to know the language aspect. We need to know what is the meaning beyond, what is the function of the language beyond the word, beyond the phrase, beyond the sentence, in order to get successful communication. So this is one focus of the discourse analysis approach. Secondly, discourse analysis looks at patterns of language. So types of the language, kind of language, cross the text, and consider the relationship between the language and social and cultural context. So we have to know, if we would like to look at the language, we'll look at the language pattern from two aspects. cross the text. And so we look at the pattern of the language in different in text, but we have to consider the relationship between the language and social and cultural context in which it is used. So the language used in classroom, as I said, among friends, is not the language used in the classroom between the teacher and a student. The language used outside the classroom between friends is different from the language used outside the classroom between, for example, father and his children is different from. So you got my point. So we have to look at the language pattern, but we have to consider cultural and social context. So the cultural background and the social background in this pattern, this is why we study discourse analysis. Also, we have to consider the way of the use of the language present different view of word. So the use of the language, the way we use the language presents different view of the word. So you can look at the word from different views according to the use of the language. And you got a different understanding of the word. So we can use the language in a way that help us to view the world differently and got different understanding from us according to the way that people use. So the way they use or the ways the use of language present different views. The way we use the language might help us to present different views of the word and get a different understanding of the word. That's why we have to consider this in when we, also look at the textual, discourse analysis. Also, a discourse analysis examines how the use of language is influenced by the relationship between the participant. The language, how the use of the language affected, impact by the relationship between the participant, between the language user. When I say participant, between the language user, as well as affect the use of the language has upon social identities and relations. So the relationship between the participant and the social identities of the people, and its relation helps to identify or it helps us to or it affects the use of the language. And that, in another word, the use of the language has been or should be, can be affected, can be influenced by the relationship between the participant. So also you might change the sentence pattern, you might change the word, you might change the, for example, some friends might use a very vague word. So they understand it from within each other, but when someone else come and hear them talking, he cannot understand any word. Okay, so that's why people. That's why we said discourse analysis is examining how the use of the language affected by the relationship between the people. So when Shadi is talking to Mustafa and they are very close relation. When Ali Hussein come, with them, he might not understand what they are talking about. If they talk English or they talk Arabic, but they might use a very special term or very special sentence structure or very special pattern that it might hinder, for example, Ali to understand what Shadi and Mustafa talking about. So the relationship between Shadi and Mustafa hinders Hussein from understanding what they are talking about. This is also, so the discourse analysis help us to examine this, to understand. That means Shadi might get idea of what they are talking about if he knows discourse analysis, because he knows that they are talking about something different because of their relationship within each other. Is that clear? Is that clear, brothers? Mr. Shadi,
Okay,
is
yes,
that clear,
it's
Mustafa?
clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear, Doctor.
Yeah. The problem is that I think we got only 10 minutes because it is free meeting. I don't know why this is giving us only, I think, 40 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure. It tells me that I got only 10 minutes to, the remaining only 10 minutes. I don't know why. Give me like a reminder in the screen.
Because the free session or the free only gives the lecturer only
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Then
Then
the
that's what
same
I
link
understand.
for another session. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, okay, so no problem. So we can just, I mean, continue. When we stop, I will let you know that. Again, I think these points are very clear and give you idea about discourse analysis, right?
Yes.
So also, discourse analysis is an approach that approach to analyze the language, which you consider how views of the world and identities are constructed. So if you would like to form views about ideas about the world and about the identities, so this views can be formed by the use or through the use of discourse. So discourse help you how to form views of the world and identities, help you how to construct the views about the world and identities. That's how view of the world and identity are constructed through the use of discourse analysis. In another word, discourse analysis enable us to form views and to shape views of the world and identities of the people. This is the idea of the discourse analysis. And last, discourse analysis help us to examine spoken and written text, spoken language and written text. This is all these 6 points are I think the purpose of the discourse analysis, or this can help us how to know what is the meaning of discourse analysis and why do we use the discourse analysis. If we look at the historical background of the term, the first introduced by Zillan Harris, 1952, as a way of analyzing connected speech and writing. So this is the first part, 1952. This is the first person who used the discourse analysis, the term discourse analysis. And Mr. Harris had 2 main interests. He's used discourse analysis for these 2 purposes. Firstly, he used that language beyond the sentence, beyond the level of the sentence. He used discourse analysis, looking at the language beyond the level of the sentence, and also he used the discourse analysis to analyze the relationship between linguistic and non-linguistic behavior. So this is the interest of the Mr. Harris. He would like to analyze the sentence, or he analyze the discourse beyond the level of the sentence, and also within the text he would like to know the relationship between linguistic and non-linguistic behavior. This is the interest of the Mr. Harris for using the discourse analysis. So if we look at the language beyond the level of the sentence, Harris observed that there are typical ways of using language in a particular situation. So we can use a typical language in a particular situation, or you can use the same language in typical situation. That means what he would like to make use of this. He said that some sentences might be used if we got a typical situation. In a similar situation, you can use the same sentence pattern, or you can use language in a particular situation as a typical way. He argued that these discourses shared particular meaning and characteristic of linguistic feature, characteristic or linguistic feature. So he said that this discourse, when these discourses share the particular meaning and similar characteristic or linguistic feature, so that's why they should be used in a typical way or in a particular situation. This is the point that he used. Also, Harris refers to how people know from the situation they are in. So you can know the people. So how to know the people? How people know? You know them from situation they are in, and how to interpret what someone says. So he got many points, 2 points here. He said that you can know the people from the situation they are in. So when, when they talk, you know that, you know their situation. Or when they are in a specific situation, they use a specific language. And you can know how to interpret what someone says. So if someone says something, you can translate or guess on or interpret what he's saying because of his situation or of his position. Also, he said that expression have a particular meaning in a particular situation. So if you got a same, for example, expression, but this, this particular expression might be understood in different situation and may mean something different in another situation. So if you use expression have a particular meaning in a particular situation and may mean something different in another situation. So if you use the same expression, but in different situation, it got a different meaning. So that means that the expression should be or can be affected by the situation that it used. So this is also is called the discourse analysis, or he argue about this point. Look at this example. For example, when I say the runway is full at the moment. So can you tell me, anybody tell me what is the meaning of the railway is full at the moment? It says in the airport. If you are in the airport and you hear this word, the railway is full at, the runway is full at the moment. The runway, it is the way for the plane. If you hear this word, the runway is full at the moment. What do you get? What do you understand from this word? This is the same, this is one expression, can be understood differently from different people. If you don't know, just let me explain this point. For example, if this sentence, the runway is full at the moment, mentioned by the speaker, by the air controller, to the pilots, to the airplane pilots, he can guess that it is instruction not to land the plane. Please don't land the plane. This is what we mean by the runway is full at the moment. This is should be understood in this situation from the airway controller to the pilot. The pilot understand that it is instruction. He should not land the plane at this moment because the runway is full at the moment. But
sorry, Professor.
Yes.
Yes. The time is up. We can leave and enter again to the session.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So this is just one. We got. Few points, but it's okay. We can leave and join again to sum up the session.